Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everybody, I'm Revilita Dwi Zahrotun from MTsN Sri Jombang. Today, I want to tell you about an interesting story by the title is The Greatest Muslim Commander, The Sword of Allah, KHALID bin Walid. If you hear about the greatest Muslim commander, who do you think? Then, do you know who is the person who is able to match the Prophet's strategy in war? Of course, as our recall histories know, the greatest Muslim commander, he is KHALID bin Walid. KHALID bin Walid was a famous and feared commander on the battlefield from both France and Furs. He is one of the most important commanders who have not ever defeated in his entire career. In the early days of the Prophet's da'wah on Islam, KHALID became one of the haters looked at the Prophet with anger. KHALID even spent his wealth, life, and strength to fight the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. KHALID stood at the forefront to lead various wars, his heart rumbling with anger when the Muslims defeated the Quraysh during the Badr War. How could that a military with the army of thousands was defeated by a small number of people, numbering in the hundreds? This war indirectly tired the career of KHALID bin Walid. And the next battlefield was Uhud War. KHALID's revenge and anger were still burning. As evidence, history only records that in a series of bitter battles that had to be passed, while the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was still alive. The Muslims only lost once, to be precise, in the Uhud War. Who is the leader of the Uhud War, friends? Of course, it's Abu Sufyan. Then, was Abu Sufyan the mastermind of this Uhud military strategy? Not friends, but he is KHALID bin Walid. For the intelligence and sensitivity of KHALID bin Walid in the military world, KHALID competed with the intelligence of the war strategy of the Prophet. In the Uhud War, the Prophet had ordered 50 artillery troops not to come down from behind the Uhud hill to help the troops whatever happened. KHALID saw the negligence of the Muslim road troops who had fallen as a result of being lured into the bodies of the victims of the infidels. KHALID ordered his troops to take over the place so that attack after attack fell upon the Muslims from all sides. After defeating the Muslims in the Uhud War, what did KHALID get? Allah lowered the guidance in his heart when KHALID was about to attack the Muslims who migrated to Medina. Hidayah was present when KHALID saw the entire army of the prophets was increasing and praying to her in congregation. After KHALID converted to Islam, KHALID gave everything he had. After converted to Islam, KHALID gave everything he had to fight in the way of Allah. The nickname Saifullah al-Maslul, which the Prophet gave to KHALID, was the Prophet's award to KHALID bin Walid in his first war on the Islamic side. After 3 months, KHALID embraced Islam. This nickname was also given because KHALID managed to save the Prophet's companion when they were in a state of urgency and outnumbered, accompanied by the martyrs of 3 Muslim leaders. They are Zaid bin Haritha, Ja'far bin Abu Talib, and Abu Rawahah radhiyallahu anhu. KHALID bin Walid was known as a courageous figure and hero who could not be separated from the military world and from the world of military and war. He was one of the foremost military commanders in the 1st century Hijriah who was never defeated in any war, either before or after converting to Islam. He is also an owner of a brilliant military strategy and tactics, which have been widely studied in various military academies around the world until now. Khalid died at the age of 58 years due to illness. Seeing Khalid's entire life spent fighting, Khalid was hoping to get martyrdom. Khalid said with concern, "I have spent all my life fighting. There is no part of my body that is empty from sword blows, arrow wounds, but this is the end of my life, lying weak like a sick camel." The friend of the Khalid calmed him by saying, "Oh Khalid, when the Prophet decreed your title as the sword of Allah, then that is when Allah will not let you die on the battlefield. If that happens, then Allah's word has been broken by the enemy of Allah, and it cannot happen." After hearing the words of his friend, Khalid became happy and calm when he left us all. I think it's enough for my storytelling. Thank you so much for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.